Acting Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoğlu said on Tuesday that the Nationalist Movement Party, MHP, Parliament's third biggest party, had expressed its intention to remain outside of a coalition government. But at a press conference following talks with MHP Chairman Devlet Bahçeli, Davutoğlu said the two party leaders could hold more talks in the likely event that the need should arise. They expressed their intention to remain outside a government alliance, Davutoğlu told a news conference, although he said the meeting had been friendly and that fresh talks could be held if necessary. Turkey's second largest party, the secularist Republican People's Party, CHP, now looks like the Justice and Development Party's, AK Party, most likely partner if an agreement can be reached. Otherwise, Turkey could face a fresh election in the autumn. Ahead of the coalition talks, Davutoğlu had warned opposition parties not to question the role of President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan in the political process. Opposition parties have signaled that they want Erdoğan to keep out of daily politics if they join any coalition government, a direct challenge to the president, who wants to turn his largely ceremonial role into a powerful executive post. Davutoğlu, whose AK party lost its majority for the first time in a parliamentary election on June 7, is holding preliminary talks with opposition leaders on forming a coalition. As part of coalition talks headed by Davutoğlu, the two separate delegations from the AK party and the MHP met to test the water for a potential coalition government. The meeting between Davutoğlu and Bahçeli, along with the delegations, lasted 1 hour and 45 minutes in Bahçeli's office in Parliament. The MHP delegation consisted of deputies Smit Büyükadamın, Semih Yalın, Octave Ural, Ahmet Kenan Tenrikolu and Mustafa Kalisi, and the AK party was represented by deputies Faruk Çelik, Mahir Ünal, Haluk Pek, Lutfi Elvan and Ertan Aydın. Prior to the main meeting between Davutoğlu and Bahçeli, CHP Group Deputy Chairman Mahir Ünal and his counterpart from the MHP, Octave Ural, came together in a 20-minute meeting in Parliament. After President Erdoğan gave Davutoğlu the mandate to set up a government last week, Davutoğlu first met with Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, the leader of the CHP, on Monday. At a press conference following the meeting with Kılıçdaroğlu, Davutoğlu had described the meeting as quite sincere and friendly, adding that it went positively and constructively. Davutoğlu will come together with the leader of the pro-Kurdish People's Democratic Party, HDP, Selahattin Demirtas, on Wednesday. Erdoğan wants his presidency kept out of coalition talks. President Erdoğan warned parties not to make his position an issue in their coalition-building efforts. Erdoğan's statement came late on Monday as the AK party prepared for talks with the MHP, its second meeting with parties to test the waters for a possible coalition. The AK party's likely coalition partners accuse Erdoğan of overstepping the powers of the presidency and want him reined in. Erdoğan suggested that some parties want to shelve projects criticized by environmentalists such as the construction of Istanbul's third airport. Speaking on Monday, Erdoğan, who has been accused of delaying coalition talks, stated that the nation is running out of patience, as he urged political parties to form a new government as soon as possible and end political uncertainty in the country, which will otherwise face a snap election. If politicians are unable to solve this issue, it is the nation that will solve this. It is not a waste of time to apply the nation's will. Our nation is running out of patience and tolerance. If a coalition government is not formed, we should once again go to the nation. Each day that passes with uncertainty encourages those who plot against Turkey, Erdoğan said in a speech on Monday. The results of the June 7 general election saw the AK party, which Erdoğan co-founded, lose its parliamentary majority, ending 13 years of single-party rule and curbing Erdoğan's plans to implement a presidential system of government. After being accused by the opposition of deliberately delaying the mandate to form a coalition government, on Thursday President Erdoğan gave Davutoğlu, the leader of the AK party, the task of forming the new government. The president could, by some accounts, have tasked a deputy with forming the government after the Supreme Election Board, YSK, announced the official election results on June 18, giving parties an earlier start date for coalition talks. Alternatively, he could have done so immediately after the election of the parliament speaker last Wednesday. Erdogan's goal is said to be for the AK party to come to power again in a single-party government, following promises from opposition parties that they will relaunch sweeping investigations into corruption, in which some leading AK party figures including Erdogan are allegedly involved. The president's frequent references to a snap election are said to stem from his hope that such an election would give his party the majority needed to form a single-party government, under which he could realize his plans for a presidential system. According to the constitution, Erdogan has the right to call for a snap election once 45 days have passed since he gave the mandate, if no new government has been formed.